What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Bird's Eye View. I'm your host, Erica McCall, because my last name is McCall. And we're back. Another chuckle per usual. I think I'm 14 for 14 in all the episodes. I get a little chuckle when I say that. But we're back, y'all. It's actually the season finale, and I'm super excited to have this person on for the season finale. Heavy hitters as usual, but I had to have somebody that I consider a friend. Damn, we went to the trenches together. So I know I had to have somebody to, be able to just enlighten the world of what women's basketball is all about. But once again, if you guys do not know me, I am fifth-year professional basketball player, played in Hungary for 4 years, 1 year in Turkey, going to go play in Spain very soon, played all throughout the WNBA, all different types of teams. Wearing a Mystic shirt right now, one of the teams I played on. In weekend update, y'all, I just went to go see my sister play in Chicago. They got the win. It was a tough game. I posted that game saying bye-bye, because everybody was hating on us. Everybody was hating on my sister, saying they was gonna lose. So I had to talk some talk. I had to, talk some talk with my sister. And so game 2 is gonna be incredible. I'm so excited for it. Everybody said they're gonna send me some bye-bye videos if they lose. Hey, I'm with the shenanigans. I'm with the energy. I'm with it. I'll back my sister at all times. But once again, as I say every episode, I'm talking too much. It's time to get into the show. Start the show to be able to promote women's basketball, be able to promote what it's like to live as a female basketball player in the US and around the world. So here we are today with a lovely guest who knows all about that. South Carolina, not SC, South Carolina Gamecock. Miss Tiffany Mitchell, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Bird. Anytime a friend asks for a favor, of course, I have no problem doing it. I'm just glad to see, get my experience and talk about, life with you.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I always tell people it's just us having a conversation. It's like we chilling in the locker room, we talking it up. For me, you always know I was the last person to leave the locker room. Just last, just
sitting there,
just be chilling. Bird, you still here? Hey, man.
Go home.
Chilling, listen to music. So it's just like a conversation just like that. But let me introduce you. I think everybody should know who Tiffany Mitchell is, but let me go ahead and read the bio off. She was drafted first round by the Indiana Fever in 2016. She was a part of the WNBA All-Rookie team in 2016. That's big time. She set the Indiana record for most consecutive free throws made. Woof. I think I made 3 in a row. That's my
we're getting there.
That's my record. I'm catching up to you. And of course, we can't forget her college accolades. She was a 2-time SEC Player of the Year while at South Carolina. Wow. And she led the Gamecocks to its first Final Four in 2015, while also earning the prestigious Don Staley Award as Best D1 Point Guard from her coach, Don Staley. Like it's pretty darn cool to get the award, but to get it from your coach, like that's top tier.
No, yeah. Level. Like, I thought they were joking. Honestly, I was like, stop playing. This is a bad joke. You guys are joking.
The number 1 PG, I love it. And of course, we're an all-inclusive podcast where we talk about overseas. She's played in Israel, Russia, Turkey, in Australia, where most recently she won the WNBL champion. Like I like to say, we got heavy hitters, we got champs on the podcast, y'all. Tiff, once again, welcome on the show.
Thanks, Bert. Appreciate you for having me.
Always. All right, well, let's get to the fun stuff. We got a game. I like to name my games because I'm corny, Tiff. I like to name just corny things. So this game is called no other than Bundles.
No, the Bundles?
Bundles. That's just bundles.
We go.
Because when I was in Indiana, that was Tiff's nickname. Is it still a nickname? Do people still call you that?
Natalie Atama only still calls me Bundles. Exactly. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, Pokey does too. So
there we go. That's the nickname, and that's the title of the game. We gonna learn all about bundles in this game. So first question: if the league were to have a 3-on-3 tournament, who are you choosing as your teammates?
3-on-3 tourney.
It can be anyone. It doesn't have to be Indiana Fever teammates. It can be anyone in the league.
Shoot, I'm on the team, or
you on the team? Yep,
I'm on the team. Oh, I'll easily just play with Asia and Stewie. It's pretty 2 solid pieces. I'll just take with me.
That was a cheat code. They're both MVPs this year. So
Exactly. I can't go wrong.
that's a really good answer. I wasn't expecting Stewie. I was expecting some other. I thought you were gonna make some Gamecock 3-on-3 team. But
Look, I'm
Stewie,
trying
that's
to
tough.
win. So Asian
I'm trying to.
Stewie and
That's
me,
tough
I'm
because Stewie can play outside too.
solid.
And Asia got that 3 down too, and then you just slicing and dicing all throughout, and
Look,
y'all they blocking shots like crazy. You getting steals. Wow. Okay, I'll take that.
solid team right there.
Great answer. Great answer. All right, next question. At Stanford, we had these things called Tarisms, which is essentially like funny things Tara used to always say. Like she would say like the S on our jerseys, stand for stupid, like just like just things of that nature. Or it can be something empowering, like every disappointment is a blessing. Is there something, a Donism? Is there something that she would consistently say that y'all be like, have to make fun of or laugh, or just something that you took?
Man, you got me thinking back kind of far. College.
You old Tiff?
I know it's a little bit. Shoot. I don't know. I feel like everything Coach Daly said was kind of funny. Like she probably jokes more than us. So a lot of the times we didn't even take her serious. I'm trying to think of like something specific that she would have said that I was just like, all right, come on now. Honestly, some of the stuff is just off the wall. So to the point, we're just gonna have to leave it at South Carolina.
Say less. Say less. I'll take that. But I do love the relationship that she has with all her players. It just seems like y'all just got the best of bonds. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Even and then like post college, like
yeah, she's like a second mom for real.
Yes, I freaking love that. And shout out to them flip flops she be wearing.
Them feet be hurting.
Shout out to Don. All right, next question. Your favorite Bundles hairstyle? What's your go-to? What's your go-to Bundles?
God.
What's the go-to?
Man, young Tiff, I had the sew-in going on. Now, I'm a little more prestigious. Not, let me stop. I wear my fair share of wigs and ponytails and closures.
You switch it up.
Yeah, my hair is always different, honestly, like from box braids to feed-ins to high ponies, low ponies. The go-to, that's very hard because honestly, I switch my hair at least every 2 to 3 weeks.
You and Steph, always.
Yeah,
I'm like, y'all just got some braids.
Look, I don't like looking the same for a long time. So, okay. Yeah, solid.
I'll take it. Okay, what's one of your favorites? Okay, we'll say this. Do you prefer braids or you prefer bundles?
I prefer bundles because I feel like it looks better with more of my outfits and stuff that I wear. But convenience-wise and playing-wise, I have to go with braids. Just because.
I feel I'll stay in some braids.
Only in the States. In the States, I'll wear more weave, bundles, wigs, because I can maintenance it a little better.
Right.
Overseas, braids me.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I don't think a lot of people think about our hair situation overseas and what it's like having to find a braider, new country, gotta find a new braider, gotta find somebody that don't braid too tight. Like, and typically it's usually Africans. That's been your experience too. It's typically Africans that do your hair overseas. And it's a journey. Like, Instagram has been my friend now, trying to find, like, that's how I found mine in Turkey, or just word of mouth, like, hey girl, where you get your hair done?
I mean, at this point, we all have kind of recycled places that we've been. So it's been a lot of people that know and have been in countries before me that got their hair done. So I'll just kind of ask them, or like I said, Instagram. That's where I found somebody in Turkey one time. But Australia, Ezzy, I was playing with Ezzy and she was there already. So she used to get her hair braided. So of course it was pretty easy. I think at this point I got it mastered on. One thing about me, my hair is going to be done. So I'm going to find it.
Say less. I love it. She like to have the hair did. That's part of your identity, your ball identity too. Hair always looking good. Always.
Thank you. Oh, appreciate it.
Always. Okay, next question. If you could have dinner with another iconic AKA, who would it be?
Well, of course it would be the founder, Ethel. Like,
okay.
I know she's long gone, rest in peace, bless her heart. But I mean, to start such a prestigious sorority and the amount of women that have come apart around the sorority is ridiculous and crazy to think of, back then, to even think of, gathering all these Black women to, you know, support the same goal and interest, and stuff like that. So I would definitely choose her, because just I always want to go to the top of everything, and the mindset of, you know, this person that owns and creates, you know, basically this prestigious sisterhood. So that would be her.
Good answer. Great answer. I think the league needs more people in sororities to come. We need, because well, how many we got? We got you, Asia, and Ryan. Is that it?
Asia, Ryan, Chelsea Perry, that was on our team. She is an SG role. Let me stop lying. Zeta.
Oh, Zeta. Okay, gotcha.
She's a Zeta. Yeah.
Okay, I think we need more. We need more of that. The culture. We have a league full of Black women, and I think that it's just so hard in college. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. It's just, you know, trying to balance.
Yep.
You know, being a student athlete on top of being in Greek life, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, if you want to do something and you just put your mind to it, you get it done.
It's one of my regrets in college that I didn't.
Okay, I mean, there's always grad chapter.
If I did, I like the deltas. I do. I know.
I should hang up this Zoom right now.
My freshman year, I was obsessed with this. She was the top AKA at Stanford. Like, she was, you know, the head girl. I don't know what you guys call that. She was the head girl. And I was like, this girl is so cool. I just thought she was the coolest person. But I don't know, as I got older, my mindset started to shift. Mm-hmm. My aunt's an AKA though, but my mom's an SG row. And I want to be a Delta, so.
Oh, look, at least y'all got a little bit of mixture going on.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm just bringing diversity to the family.
No, all the women over here are the same. No outsiders, please.
Come on, bloodline.
No. For real.
All right, next question, last question. New question I'm kind of asking, although you are my last guest of the season, but I do want to start asking this when it comes to next season. What does it mean to live like an athlete?
That is a loaded question right there, isn't it?
It is.
No,
I'm very interested to see what people say. For you, no, go ahead. I want you to hear your answer first, and then I'll think of what I think of you as an athlete.
To live like an athlete for me, I think it's just a lot of discipline and structure that I've kind of built my life around. Like, I think being an athlete and wanting to be the best and in all the best leagues and want to be the top player every time that I'm out there, and like preparing myself to be that and do that and compete at a high level all the time takes a lot of a little bit of craziness, insane, but definitely the structure, the discipline, work ethic, confidence. I think all of that applies to my daily life as well. And I think, you know, once I am done playing basketball, I've groomed myself into where that's kind of second nature. And sometimes, you know, it hurts because I'm a perfectionist to a sense. And that's, again, with everything that I'm trying to do, not just, you know, on the court and while I'm working out and stuff like that. Just anything that I feel like I want to accomplish, I kind of go overboard in making sure that it gets done. So I guess that kind of embodies being an athlete and what it's taught me just in life.
Bingo. That's it. And everything you said, it was everything I think about you, like playing with you in Indiana, just how disciplined you are with your body, the way that you eat, like the way that you attack the game, the way that you do extra work outside of that. It's just always like hard. It is like discipline to the T. And that's why you are where you at today. Like,
it's a bit obsessive, but it works for me.
It's admirable to me. Like, when I see like other players like that, like sometimes you see players who like are so good, but they don't put in the work, or they eat cheeseburgers. I'm like, dang, man, how you got a banging body eating cheeseburgers, Doritos all the time? Like, it's really cool to see someone who actually, like, you know, walks the walk. They actually put in the work. They actually eat healthy, and you know that you can see the results. So, and you got the best core in the league.
I would like to think so.
If there is an award for best court in the league, it goes to Tiffany Mitchell.
Am I holding that crown?
You easily hold that crown. I don't really see much competition, but I mean, I'm not to say that I'm looking at everybody's core, but girl, you be wearing your little fists and stuff, and it just be out there. It be popping.
I got to.
You got to
work this hard for this body.
Exactly.
I'm showing it off.
That's what I said. You know what? I'll be looking to feel a little slim. I'll be here in my little crop top too. It's still having to suck it in. It ain't the same as you, but you know, I feel the same too. I gotta wear a crop top sometimes just to show
Yeah,
what I'm feeling like.
working. Yeah, we working over here.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that was the game portion of the show. How'd you like it?
Loved it. Great questions, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I always pride myself in the creativity that when it comes to my questions.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the interview portion. Still will be fun.
Got you.
Let's start.
I'm ready for it.
Your SC, aka South Carolina experience. Really, I mean, you probably get this question all the time, but I guess I want to hear it because I don't think I ever heard the answer of why you chose to go to SC, because it was like an up and coming school there and never got a Final Four, you know, and I'm sure you had opportunities to go to teams that have won championships, but what was it about SC that really drew you to playing there?
My answer to that would probably be solely Coach Staley.
Yep. That's just fine.
Nah, honestly, like during the whole recruitment process, it was pretty stressful. I mean, at freaking 15, 16, you're like making a decision that kind of affects the rest of your life.
Rest of your life.
And again, as much as I overthink and always want stuff to be perfect, you know, I'm like going crazy, like I have to choose the right school, because if I don't, then I won't play basketball, then I won't get a WBA, then I won't get a job, then what am I going to do with the rest of my life? So
it's tough.
Yeah, so I'm 16 years old, like thinking about all of this, and I'm just like, all these schools are calling, getting mail, and it's just like, I don't know, like I'm just overwhelmed. I think the biggest kind of turning point for me was when I was in 10th grade. I tore my ACL. So injury that soon, and like that basically kind of like sometimes to be like career ending, but for me to tear my ACL like 15 years old is kind of unheard of. It's kind of, you know, happens later in people's careers, but a 15-year-old is crazy. So again, I've never been hurt like outside of that. Like that was my first like huge injury. So that was at the same time that I was doing well, getting invited to USA basketball. That was my first time, you know, participating in that. And I tore my ACL in the AAU tournament right before I was about to go to USA. So of course I really felt like my life was over. Like all I knew was basketball, like ate, slept, breathed basketball forever. And when it's just taken away like that soon, that young, I really had no idea what to do. So of course I rehabbed crazy, and the amount of time that I came back from my ACL again is kind of crazy as well. Like my own, from surgery to back on the court probably took me maybe 6 months.
That's fast. And typically for people who don't know, it takes like 9 to 10 months to recover from an
almost
ACL.
A year. Low key, like feel comfortable. So I was back playing without a brace. That's when they gave you the big old braces and trying to basically work your way. And I was just like, look, I feel like I'm healthy and strong enough. I rehabbed literally from sun up to sundown. And I was like, I'm just go for it. So ended up having a good year in high school and got invited back to USA the following year, and didn't play well at all. Like, oh my God, I looked like, I don't know. Just, I didn't feel good. I didn't play good. It was just all bad. You know what? Just one of those moments where you're just like, this ain't it. I'm gonna try again. But I know it's not working out. So I remember like kind of, you know, in Colorado Springs, there's like we have those dorms and everyone's there. And so kind of like in the little field, you know, everybody's on their phone, updating their parents stuff, what's going on. So I'm just telling my mom, and like, of course, like I just start crying because I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably going to get cut. And like, I worked so hard to get back to this point, and then I just like get here. And basically I feel like I just wasted a whole opportunity by not playing well. So of course I'm thinking of every excuse, blaming myself for literally everything. And I remember at that point, you know, the coaches that were recruiting me, they kind of dwindled away. And Coach Staley was the one who actually was calling me while I was still at the USA camp and was reassuring me that I was going to be fine. Everything was going to be good. Like, shoot, she was giving me as much encouragement as my own mom, honestly. So I just felt like, you know, she was loyal, and loyalty is huge with me, you know, in life. Like if somebody, I can count on you, like even in the worst times, then I know when stuff is good, like we're going to be solid for real. So I appreciated that. She didn't have to, because I honestly wasn't even paying South Carolina that much attention at the time. I just liked Coach Staley. Like I was just a fan of her. And I'm like, I like you, but I don't know if I want to go to your school, because like at the time I'm like, y'all are not that good. So I think just having her kind of reassure me, and I'm like, this is the type of person that I want to surround myself with and be groomed by. That kind of just shifted my mind. So the following year, I committed early. So I didn't even commit my senior year. Yeah, so I committed my junior year in high school. It was kind of unexpected. So of course, you know, that process, a lot of coaches were not happy because I really didn't really give them a heads up about how I did things. But you know, when you know, like I had a feeling. She came to one of my games in high school and I was like, you know what? I'm committing today. Like,
sheesh.
I don't know. I just was like, oh, mom, like, this is what you want to do? I was just like, yep. So, of course, she was super happy. And I mean, like I said, that was one of the best decisions I probably made in my whole life. Like, I mean, she been there from when I felt like I was at ground zero to all the way now to the best points in my career. And she's, you know, has a lot to do with my success right now.
Shout out to Coach Shirley.
Shout out to Dawn, girl.
Beautiful story. Shout out to Dawn. She was actually there when I was at the draft. I was the last person to get drafted. You know, like sitting there, everybody
Oh, yeah.
She was there and she was like, "It's okay, girl. Like, it's coming. Your time's come." Thank you. I was so nervous.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I just feel like she's just always there for you, like in times, like she just always know what to say in those low times. And even for me, when I wasn't even, you know, thinking about anything but like how I get drafted, and just those words like kind of settled my nerves. So shout out to Coach Staley. Y'all did some phenomenal things there, but it did take a little while to your junior year till you went to the Final Four, correct? So what was that process like getting to the Final Four?
I mean, I think my freshman year was just up and down. Like, it's just, you know, a freshman in college. I mean, I started my freshman year, which is most of the time a lot of freshmen don't start and kind of have to work their way and playing behind people and stuff like that. So, I mean, I was called upon to produce pretty early. So of course I had my games where showed potential of, you know, being really good. And then there was games where I looked like a freshman. So I think just working through all of that. And even, you know, you have those times where you're just afraid to speak as a freshman. Like you just, again, that was me. Like, I didn't want to say anything. One, I was still low key fangirling. I'm like, I can't believe Coach Staley is my coach. Like, because she was like my favorite athlete growing up. So now I'm just like, I have to separate these two at some point, Tiffany. You can't be like, oh my God.
Like when she was talking, you be like,
I'm like,
did it gaze?
Yeah, right. And I'm like, wait. Snap out of it. So I had to like get out of that fangirl mode and realize, okay, this is my coach. We're here to work. Like, she gonna yell at you. You gotta be able to take it, stuff like that. So that process was just like, I mean, I had my growing pains, but I'm not even gonna lie. Coach McCray, she was the one that was on me the hardest. So, and I appreciate her to this day. We still speak as well. Coach Boyer, honestly, the whole staff was put together perfectly, honestly, to fit me and my personality and who I was. They could recognize when I was kind of spiraling down, you know, and in my head, the overthinker process again. So they'll give me tough love at times, and they'll also know when to encourage me. So that just took time. I think my freshman year, just navigating everyone's personalities, and then our freshman class, you know, the senior class that left, and then transitioning into like just having more, you know, some freedom my sophomore year to kind of play how I'm used to, and just to build that chemistry with the same team. And then, you know, my junior year, Asia, who else came? We had a good freshman class that year. So they definitely gave us that boost that I feel like we were missing my first couple of years. And we just put it all together. And then sadly, didn't put together my senior year, but I ended up breaking my foot beginning of my senior year too. So that was a whole nother process.
Wow.
Yeah.
Phenomenal career though. Freaking phenomenal career. SEC Player of the Year 2 times. That's huge because that's one of the best conferences in the nation. I don't know if it's the best because I played in the Pac-12 and we like.
I'm pretty sure it's the best.
You guys have won the championship
day in and day out
for a while now. So I'm not gonna give it to y'all, but y'all are really good, really great conference and a really great player. And you had a really great career at South Carolina. So you went on to be drafted by the Indiana Fever. So you broke your foot in the beginning of your senior season. how are you be able to get healthy for playing with the pros?
Of course, like that was a whole nother, that probably is one of my worst injuries. I had to be in a cast for about 2 months, and it happened during USA basketball. So it was in the summer. And then, so people weren't on campus yet. So I was kind of at South Carolina on my own. I went into a little bit of like I wouldn't say depression, but it's just like, just unknowing what my purpose was at that point. Because at this point, like I can't even see my foot, move my foot. Like it's different than like being in a boot and stuff like that, and around your teammates. Like my teammates weren't even there yet. And I was just kind of just sitting in a dorm in South Carolina, not being able to walk and on a scooter. So at this point, I'm trying to find things to just occupy my time. But my first time really sprinting in a game or on the court was in the actual first game. Like I made sure, I was like, I'm not missing my senior year. And like, I don't care if I'm on one foot, like, I'm like, I'm gonna find a way to get back out here. And, you know, again, Coach Daly saw me kind of struggle through that. Not being able, like I said, I pride myself on physically always being ready to compete. And when I feel like I can't physically do something to help me, then mentally I kind of shut down sometimes. So figuring that, you know, the mental is kind of is a lot more than the physical in this game.
Absolutely.
I didn't really know that in college. Like I was just like, oh, like if I'm missing shots, I'm just going to gym for 15 hours.
Yep.
Like,
I feel you.
And thinking that's gonna fix it, when it's really like, girl, just take your time and shoot. Like,
yes, it is so
you've been
mental.
doing this your whole life. Relax. So I didn't really know that. So I don't know, just not being able to walk. I didn't jump off of my left foot for a while, to the point like once I started playing again, I avoided trying to go to my right side because I didn't want to jump off of my left foot, because your mind again plays tricks on you.
Yep.
When you're not able to do something, you figure out a way to get around that by just not doing it. So I had to learn all of that. I couldn't even jump over a piece of paper, Bird. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, like all the little muscles in your feet and stuff, you just really don't know.
Foot, it takes time time.
It was crazy. Like that whole process was crazy, but I knew at the end of the day, like I've been through injuries, I've been through surgeries before. This was by far the hardest one, but I made sure that I was going to be ready for my team my senior year. And it kind of felt like my freshman year all over again, just with I'll have games where I had 20 and then the next game I had 2. Like it was crazy. And I'm coming off of, like you said, 2 SEC players of the year. So a lot of people are expecting a third one. So I'm just like, all of this pressure on top of, you know, the WNBA draft boards coming out now, and my name is falling from anywhere from 5 to 12 to the second round. So I'm just like, good man. I'm like, I'm out here a senior scoring 2 points on one of the worst teams. Like,
I feel you.
It was crazy. Like that just whole mental roller coaster of my senior year was crazy, but I was blessed nonetheless to still get drafted in the first round. So I'm glad that, you know, Indiana saw the potential and saw what I did early in my career anyway, regardless of my senior year and the inconsistencies that I had, to know what type of player I was. I just need to get healthy, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they took the bet on you and you did phenomenally. You were part of that all rookie team. So shout out to you. I always tell people, I'm like, yeah, I was far from that list.
I mean, shoot, we all have our journeys.
We all have our journeys, but shout out. That's when I met Tiff, was my rookie year. I was the only rookie on my team. So Tiff was like the next youngest player closest to me. And it was rough not having another rookie on the team. It's like, I feel like I'm doing this by myself. Like I know you were next to me, but you were a year in and you already had such a good season before me. So I'm just like, I was really just in for the ride.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that's what most rookies entering the league are there for. It's very, unless, you know, top 5, you kind of you're asked to do a lot so soon. But it just so happened, like I kind of was in your same position. Like I was even worse because I was the only rookie and the next oldest player was like 6 years older than me.
Old team.
So I'm like sitting there like, where we going after, you know, the game? Home. They're like, oh, we're going home. I'm like, oh, okay. all right, guess I'll go home. So that, I know that transition is freaking crazy for any rookie, honestly.
Yeah, but you did it gracefully and excelled in it. And you went on to play for the Indiana Fever for another 6 years after that. Dope rookie season. I was in there for 3 of those years. Okay, let's talk about what your rookie season was. You played with Catch. You played, Stephanie White was your coach. You had JP, you had, shoot, the list goes on. Kaiser, Lynetta,
Elena, Breon, shoot, Shanice, Marissa.
Yep.
I had them all. I had Vet City.
Yes, super vet team. So what was that, when you think about your rookie year to now, how has that kind of influenced the way that you've played in the league? Because you had a lot of vets to be able to hold you down, give you some advice.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just made me become a pro even faster. I felt like in college, if you don't carry yourself as a pro anyways, like before you even become a pro, you're going to struggle once you actually get there, because you don't have no one there telling you what to do. And like I said, I'm very self-motivated, self-disciplined to do the stuff without people asking me to do it, which made my transition a little easier as well. But to have, those older players with, the years under them, the experience, and just trying to show me the ropes, shoot, I'm just thankful, honestly, because a lot of people do not come to situations like that where they're literally the only rookie. So I literally, all the attention is like someone like, y'all understand? I'm like, I'm literally know y'all talking about me. Like, I'm like, you don't have to make this a general question. Y'all could just say, Tiffany, do you get it? Because I'm sitting there looking like, dang, I don't really know what they talking about. Because everyone's like, oh, we're going to switch, we're going to ice red, and we're going to go over there real fast. And it's just like, oh my God, like for me.
The schemes are different when you jump from the schemes offensively and defensively, like completely different. Completely.
So I'm sitting here like, I don't even know.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't know what you just said. I'm cracking up. So that's how my mind was like turning my rookie year. And by now, that's how I feel when we had 7 rookies this season. So I'm just like, right. So I'm just like, we're talking in certain terminology and stuff like that. For me now, it's second nature. Like someone comes in, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But with her, we're going to do this. With the other girl, we're going to do this. So I got it. But now, of course, with 7 rookies, you have to slow everything down. Like it's literally like we're back in high school at low key at this point. Like it's not even college, because we have so many that each person learns differently, and we kind of have to take the time, to teach everybody. But I was just thankful to, learn really soon, really quick from the people above me. And that just helped me tremendously. And I was like, look, if I don't know this, I'm getting left behind. And
exactly. That's what the league is about.
That's what I just did not want to happen. So honestly, it was just like, don't mess up. So, until I figured it out.
It took me a while to figure it out. Once you do, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, we on ice. Oh yeah, we switch. We going weak, strong. I've never heard of no weak and strong until I got to the pros.
Look, like, it was Steph with the trap the box. I know she hated that drill. I saw it as soon as he said it. That's why it's so funny, because her face was my face, like, but I was by myself. So I'm looking like certain drills, I'm like, no way we're doing this today. Like, I'm mentally not ready.
Some drills like, God.
I'm like, please take this out the freaking practice plan.
Mine was when we did the 3-on-3. It was we lined up and we had the guys on the perimeter, and they had blew the whistle, and they had X out, and they just beat me baseline every single time. Dude, like 5'2", like how you expect me to guard him?
At this point, I'm like, Bird, don't even close out. Like, let dude shoot the ball.
How you expect me to guard him? Oh, he's like,
literally.
Hey, I'll never forget the practice when she was like, she held the whistle.
Right. I'm like, this lady, she crazy.
rookie year was an experience. Playing with Indiana was an experience. Of course, you guys haven't had the fairy tale type of experience playing with Indiana, but how have you kept your mindset strong and just being able to push through all that adversity?
Man, it's been tough this year, which is crazy with this being my one of the oldest players on the team. It probably was one of the most kind of struggle year for me. I think just with the direction the organization wanted to go in, it didn't necessarily suit me. And what I envisioned for my last year on my contract to kind of, look like. So I just really didn't know how to handle it. I was a little bit caught off guard on how I felt like I was being utilized in the beginning of the season, but I tried to stay as professional as I could, still come in, get my shots up, knowing that this is the least amount of minutes I've ever played in my whole career. So I still, first one in the gym, last one out. That's not going to change about me. That's one thing that's never going to change is, I'm still going to get my work in, regardless if I'm playing 30 minutes, I'm playing 3 minutes. But this was, kind of like I don't know, not really humbling moment, but just like a shocking type of feeling. Like I just really didn't know even how to talk about how I felt in those situations. Like it was just a mixture of, being mad, being sad, being confused. It was just a lot I wasn't expecting going into my 7th year with an organization that I've been with my whole career. So it's hard. It was hard, to the point I had to take some personal days in the beginning of the season. Yeah, because it was just, I've just never been in that position ever in my life. So, I worked through it. I had my circle that I was close to, talked to them about it, trying to work through things mentally, of course, just staying true to who I was as a player. It's very hard losing that amount of games and still, feeling motivated to want to come in and work every single day and not knowing if you're going to even get on the floor, if you're going to play 20 minutes. Like the unknown as an athlete is scary.
It is. And it messes with your mental, deeply. You'd be like, dang, when I was in that position, I wasn't playing 20 minutes, but just sometimes I'd be like, dang, am I good enough to be on this team?
Right.
Oh, you're playing trash. It is crazy. But like you said, a large part of it is our mental, but also a large part of it is we don't have control of a lot of stuff. The league is just so, you don't know.
Exactly.
One day, hey, we love you. The next day, nah, you on the bench.
Walk right by you.
Yep. And it's just so you just got to control what you can control. And
absolutely.
And that's what you did. You controlled your effort. You controlled, how you came in and you worked hard. So kudos to you, because I know it's been tough. And my girls, you and Kels, y'all the survivors of the rest of the group. I think everybody has been gone since my rookie year, so it's just y'all two left. And I love y'all, and I'll be rooting for y'all, man. That's my fam.
I appreciate it. Still appreciate the support.
That's my fam. But yeah, much respect. So let's transition out of the WNBA. First, I do want to mention that I'm rooting for you. Big things are coming next year. We got to wait and see what's going to happen, but I know something big is coming. Something big is coming. You just got to wait and see. Amen. Amen to that. All right, let's transition to overseas. What's been your favorite country to play in?
Top 2, probably Israel and Australia.
Okay, I know you love it. You look like an Israel girl. Some people just know. Some people just know that they
don't give me that title.
They love Israel. That's the fun country.
Of course, we get our work done as well, but we enjoy life. Let's
work hard, play hard. That's what you do.
I'm definitely a work hard, play hard girl. I'm gonna get my work done, but I'm gonna have my fun.
And as you should. That makes sense. That's why you would enjoy Israel, because it just seems like a fun country. Everyone's like, you got to play there. You got to play there one year. I'm like,
you would definitely enjoy yourself. It's just so almost as close as to America as you're going to get, as far as just the people there and the interaction that you'll have, just even playing basketball, going out to eat. It's pretty close to that. And Australia was pretty much the same as well.
Okay.
But I think I'd say that just because I came from two of the hardest countries to play in, which was Russia and Turkey. So once I got to Israel and Australia, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay with this.
What team did you play in Turkey?
I played with Mersin, and then I left and went and played with Orman.
That's right. I did see that. I played with Besiktas.
Orman.
Oh, we got smacked by Orman this season.
Shout out to Orman. Honestly, I loved Orman. I'm not gonna lie. I just had to. It was just a better situation for me.
Did you like living in Ankara?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, it was cold. I didn't like that, and
cold,
I didn't like that. I didn't have a car, and we had to take a, bus and stuff to practice all the time. Why? Because I like my independentness.
Yep.
So I didn't really like that. But other than that, the team organization, I had no problems.
Love that. And when you know no problems with organization, things just flow.
And if you know Turkey, that is hard to come by.
Rare. Experienced some of that myself.
Right.
Besiktas. Love my teammates, love my coach, but yeah, we didn't get paid. We didn't get paid. So moving on from my experience, we gotta talk about Turkey. We ain't got to get into that.
Right.
We just wrapped up the season in Australia. You guys just won the WNBL, which is the championship of the Australian League. Congrats to you. What was that season like for you?
Oh man, again, it was a lot. My first month, you can see like on social media where I kind of came in with I had this whole racial discrimination, dispute about my braids, of course. Yeah, that was kind of what I dealt with my first maybe month and some change when I first got to Australia. Outside of that situation, loved it. Amazing place, beautiful. Team was great. Organization was great. One of the most professional teams I've ever played on in my life. But that one situation kind of what stood out to me is, and I almost left, and I probably would have never got to experience and work through, I don't know, that adversity, because it was a lot. Honestly, I've had never really dealt with being like racially discriminated.
About what they did, because they essentially told y'all that you can't wear your hair in the long ponytail because they said it would be an injury to other people. And that rule has never been enforced. Never.
Never until I got there. Because clearly Ezzy has been on that team before me.
Right.
Her hair has been in braids plenty of times. Again, this conversation about the length of someone's hair, how it's worn, braids in general has just never ever came up until I got there. So of course I felt more of like a target towards me, because I'm like, well, hold on. Where was this before I even got here? Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only player in this league in 5 years that have had braids in their hair. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, they ended up apologizing and saying, that they thought FIBA still had to rule in where FIBA did not. So it was just a mess, honestly, as far as just trying to hold them accountable to, like, you can't just target one group of people, because then you say the people with free braids. I didn't like the term anyways of the people, because it's like, well, it's only one group of people in this league that wears braids. And I'm like, and they are Black.
Yep.
So I'm like, y'all don't see anything wrong with how you just worded that and said that and presented it to me. Of course, you're like, well, what's the point? Like, you could just tie your hair up. And I'm like, well, you can ask, a white player with a long ponytail to tie her hair up then. So it was just the back and forth and getting them to understand like the racial side on how they like promote things and say things to people. I think it's a little bit of ignorance because they never really had to go through it and had somebody really push back onto what they say. Most people just comply and just like, okay, like, I'll just put my hair up. And you know me, if I don't agree with something, I'm not gonna, I'm not holding my tongue. Yeah. So I was like, this is wrong. And of course, Ezzy's like the sweetest person on earth. So I'm just like, oh, and I saw how it affected her. So that made me even more mad. And I'm just like, this girl is literally like the representation of Australian basketball. Like, and the national team, the Opals, like, it was crazy that y'all like do this to her and make her feel this type of way. And like, people of color in general, like, think of a younger player or a younger Black girl in Australia, because it's not a lot, honestly, that
that's true.
You see. So I'm like, this is for not only me, but like the younger generation to know, like, you can be who you are. And like, we shouldn't be told by somebody that doesn't do what we do how to look in our job. So I'm like, I don't come in your job in your office and tell you, you need to shave your head,
Yeah. Facts.
So you're not gonna come to where I work and tell me how to look and how I'm supposed to look for the people, for whose pleasure? Yours? No. So that was just a whole big thing. And I mean, it was solved as far as, them apologizing and realizing that kind of the hurt and like anguish we kind of went through, because I was kind of rattled. I'm not gonna lie, for like 3 weeks. Like my first game was terrible. Like all I was thinking about was like people just looking at me, staring at me. Even when I'm going out to the store, they're like, "Oh, you the girl that was talking about the braids?" Like I'm like, nah, like no way. This is how I'm known now, like as the girl with the braids. Like it was crazy. Like to the point I was just like, yeah, I'm not about to do this, because I've already experienced like just not being happy in other countries. So I'm like, I'm choosing countries based off of just the comfort and wanting to live a certain way, which Australia is great. But in that situation, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not doing this for 4 or 5 months where I just feel like a target is on my back all the time. So
that's tough.
Yeah, it was rough, but worked through it.
You worked through it and you went on to ball out, win the championship. You and Lindsay Allen. It was balling
My
together.
girl.
Yeah. Shout out LA.
I know, LA was great. I miss her.
But with all that being said and all that you went through, like, I just want to thank you as a Black woman who loves to wear some long braids and loves to play in the style that I love, that I'm comfortable in. I want to say thank you for speaking up, not only for the women in Australia, but really just anyone playing in Europe or, overseas basketball, that could have situation had happened to any of us, really any of us. And low-key is little racist the way they say we can't wear these headbands now. And the only people that wear the scarlet, everybody knows talking about the scarlet headbands. The only people that wear that, the Black girls. And now they're saying that it can't hang. You got to tie it up. You can't see the
flaps.
Yeah, the flaps. I'm like, my hair is long. 10 inches longer than it. Talking about an injury. And who the only people you see wearing them dang headbands is Black girls.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, no way y'all putting any type of rule that only targets one type of person in this league. So unless you tell everybody that come play in the WNBL they gotta all have a shaved head, then don't talk to me.
But you're a trailblazer, man, a true trailblazer. I think about like people like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, like they had to stand up for things, like they were discriminated against. They had to actually speak up in order for things to be changed for other people and for generations ahead. So shout out to you, Tiffany Mitchell, you freaking trailblazer, a champion, and just a wonderful person. Thank you for being on the pod. But before we leave, I do have one more question for you. My favorite question of the show.
Okay.
What has been your craziest overseas experience? You played in some tough countries to play in Russia and in Turkey. Israel's fun. Australia, you went through some things out there. You got any crazy stories?
Yeah. So honestly, it probably was when I was in Russia. It's my first year, rookie year. I'm like, and your sister actually told me, your sister was just in Orenburg, told me she loved it. Like she'd been there for a couple years. They pay you a good amount of money. So it's my rookie year. And I'm like, shoot, I'm playing on one of the top EuroLeague teams in Russia. Like, can't get no better than this. I'm like, shoot, I'm balling right now. Like, I'm going. So I remember actually going out to eat with DB and her kind of just telling me, like, if you're a person, that kind of likes to go out, it probably is not going to be good for you. Like, you're probably just going to be inside most of the time. And I'm like, oh, like, it can't be that bad. And she was like, no, like, it kind of is, but I don't go out all the time anyway. So I was cool with it. So I was like, okay. So again, I'm like, I need to see to believe in person. So I'm like, yeah, it can't be that bad. I get there, girl, it's that bad. I said, no way. So I say all that to explain this one experience that I had. It kind of was towards the end of the season, and I don't know, maybe they just didn't want to pay for the light bill. I don't know, the Wi-Fi, all of that. So I'm sitting there in a little house I got my TV on, the lights on, a little candle going, trying to make it homey as much as possible. I'm washing clothes. It's getting towards the end of the season, so I'm at least in good spirits because I feel like I'm about to go home. I'm sitting there, girl, and everything was like, like, so I'm like, whoa, what in the world? Like, lights turn off, TV turn off, electricity all gone, Wi-Fi all gone. My clothes are in the middle of washing, so now I'm just sitting in water at this point because the wash machine just stopped. Again, my phone don't work outside of like Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, yes.
So I can't even contact them to be like, yo, like my power went out. So I have to walk in a blizzard to the closest gas station. I don't even know where I was. I have no idea where I'm going. My phone don't work. It's dark. It's negative 30 degrees.
Oh,
and
my goodness. I was about to ask, like, is it snowing? Okay. So
the snow is literally like blowing me up. Like, it's harsh. It's blowing me over to the point. So I have on like Uggs, like, and I had like these shiny Uggs. So the grip on the bottom wasn't that great. So I'm walking, slip on ice, don't see no ice. So I fall. Oh my God, worst experience of my freaking life. So now, please. So I slip on ice that I don't see. So I'm like, boom, I hit like fall on my back. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, so now I started to cry because I'm overwhelmed. Like when I get overwhelmed with stuff and like don't know how to handle it, anxiety is through the roof, I just start to cry. So I'm like, I don't know what to do, where to go. Like, now I'm wet, cold.
At this point, you cry. You just laying down on the ground crying?
But I like looked around to see if anybody was watching me, but then it's like nobody was even there. So I'm like, let me just get up. Like, this is so embarrassing. Like, if somebody was watching me, but no one's even around. So I'm like, okay, Tiffany, put yourself together and find a grocery store somewhere that has electricity to ask for Wi-Fi to tell the team to turn my power back on. I get to the gas station. No one even knows what Wi-Fi is. Like, they don't speak no English because I usually have a translator with me. So now I'm on the road by myself, like, and no one speaks English. So I'm sitting here like, yo, like I'm holding the phone, like, like, let me talk this call, phone, message, Wi-Fi, power. No, like you have to talk like a kindergartner.
Exactly.
When you in countries that don't speak English. So I end up finally, this is maybe 2 hours later, got in touch with somebody from my team to tell them like nothing works in my house. And then what was translated to me was like they didn't pay the bill.
Wow.
I was like,
overseas shenanigans. This is up there for one of the crazy stories, Tiffany. You're up there. Look, up there.
Falling on ice did it for me. that was my last straw.
Oh my gosh, that is wild. Yeah, Wi-Fi overseas, you'd be like Wi-Fi. And then people be like Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi.
I'm like, Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, phone.
Like that. Right. Well, I'm so happy that you made it home safe and sound. You just had
to rewash my clothes. Them things are sitting there.
I forgot about the clothes.
It was crazy. I was like, yeah, it's time to go home.
That's a season finale story for you. Wow.
Yeah.
Tiff, thank you for that banger of a story. This has been so dope. This has been such a great episode. Truly amazing storyteller, and your experiences have been absolutely amazing for sharing. I'm sure fans are going to enjoy them, and I know I enjoyed them. So thank you.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you for allowing me, to share my journey. It's a lot, playing overseas, being away from your family. I was actually talking to my mom today and just telling her like the amount of stuff I've experienced in such a short amount of time in my life is crazy. But I'm thankful that I get to play basketball for a living, so I can't complain.
Amen. Shout out to your mom. I love her.
Yeah,
she's freaking amazing.
Braxton, I don't know where he at. He up here.
Braxton, Big V, Big V, my boy. That's Tiff's dog. But Tiff, where can we find you on social media so the people can follow you if they do not already?
Tiff Mitch 25 on Instagram, And that is the same on Twitter, TiffMitch25.
Say less. Y'all go follow her. And if, of course, you want to follow the show, you can follow us on Instagram at birdseyeView.podcast, on Twitter, the number 1, Bird's Eye View. Everyone go like and comment on the show. We got YouTube, we got everything. We got the podcast rolling, we got the Twitter rolling. Y'all been great. It's been an amazing season. Thank you so much for tuning in for all these episodes. It's been so much fun. Be on the lookout. I'm going to start a Twitter Spaces series, chopping up with some more players, some people in the basketball community. It's going to be a lot of fun. But once again, it's been an amazing season of Bird's Eye View. Thank you guys so much. Have an amazing week. Go Connecticut Sun. Go DeWanna Bonner. Much love.
Had to put that in there. Right.